Oh, hey there. I was just here putting this letter into your mailbox. On second thought, might just not. Oh, hey. Shoot. I just remembered. I need to go home and lock myself in my closet. See ya. Did someone come in? Oh, I can see through the cracks a bit. You've come to join me? One person closet, I'm afraid. Uh, you can hang out as long as you want. I'll probably be in here a while, though. Air's nice this time of year. Oh, yeah. They're still wondering about those letters, huh? Heard about that. Yeah. Well, it sure is hard to catch criminals. As you know, uh, actually, I looked it up. Not writing your name on a letter isn't a crime. That's why I... That's why I didn't get back to you. Gosh. All the evidence is pointing straight to, yeah, it does seem like I'm the lead suspect in this case. I mean, it's probably me, but what if it's not? Dang, it's hard to think inside this closet. Well, if it really is me, I'd want to be the first to know. Say, you're the best investigator we have on the force. Maybe you can solve this case. As it so happens, we are exactly where we need to be for that to happen. My house. I'll bet you could build a criminal profile on me based on my stuff. Why don't you take a look around? You might even find the secret letter I was going to give you. But don't get your hopes up too high. I hid it pretty good. Just head over to the jukebox and turn on the investigation music when you're ready. I do it myself, but, you know, closet. Nice. Can't have an investigation without the investigation music. Describe to me what you see, and I'll try to help out your investigation. Oh, these? Justice gave me these. He wants me to eat more meat for protein, but I'm more of a yellow soup and lemons guy. Oh, no, I'll give them away, or eat them. I haven't decided yet, but, you know, sky's the limit. Are we getting off track? Maybe we should get back to looking for clues. One of my quieter works. The little one on top I balanced there with a tweezer. The delicate serenity of it all makes me less worried when I ask it to do dishes, and it never does. Couple boxes of rocks. Nothing to see here. Really? Don't you have hundreds of rocks in your storage boxes most of the time? I'm not judging. Obviously, I have plenty myself. You shouldn't feel bad about collecting things you like. As long as you're not hurting anyone, I think it's fine. All I know how to cook is yellow soup and lemons. It ain't much, but it gets me through the day. Yeah, you just take 2 parts yellow, 4 red dots, and, um, hmm, I don't think I know how to share recipes. You should ask Owen or Mabel about that. Ah, one of my finest rock stacks. Note how each layer is perfectly balanced, and yet each rock supporting them is a different size and consistency. I like to think that this sculpture represents the idea that, no matter who you are, we all have a place where we can fit in and hold each other up, ideally surrounded by cool rocks. How could anyone with such a wholesome rock stack be responsible for something like nameless letter writing? Let's look for more clues. That's Wilson. He's sleeping. Better not wake him up. Well, I guess if it's for the sake of the investigation, up to you. Hmm, looks like he's not talking, which makes sense. Wilson ain't no snitch. Hmm, a bunch of exercise equipment. If the perpetrator has been lifting weights like this, they'd be too strong to write. They'd smash the pencil in their grip, or rip right through the paper when they tried to write. Hmm, not looking good for our investigation. Well, yeah, you might be right. Probably not really either of us to say, though. Better keep looking. Hmm, well, looks like we didn't find anything. Guess I'm not the one who sent those letters after all. That's a shame. I was really rooting for you to catch me, if it was me, which is still up for debate. Whew, do you mind turning on that fan? Sweating bullets here inside this closet. I, well, so, uh... Did you read the part where I signed my name? Wow, I never thought I'd be able to find the bravery to ask you. And I was right. It took a series of weird coincidences to make this happen. Yes, I would really love that. A relationship. I didn't even think I knew the meaning of the word before I met you, and after I looked it up in the dictionary. Is this fate? Oh, shoot. Yeah, you're right. Definitely destiny. Fate. What was I thinking? Well, this has been a day. Can't believe I acted like a total idiot for no reason. That is so not me. Oh, um, I know this has been like the biggest day ever for us, but I think I have to go get back on patrol. I wasn't sure this day would ever come, but also, I kept this on my person at all times just in case it did. Here. Yeah, exactly. But it's more like a cartoon heart. Doesn't really look like a real heart. A rock that looked like a real human heart would be pretty weird to give to someone. Okay, better go. I... yeah. Okay, see ya.
we meet again. Builder! What year is it? Oh, I see. Still in this timeline. Unfortunate. See you later.
Hey, has Owen told you about his new idea? It's even been approved by the church and all. We're going to make the world a better place. Let me fill you in then. Short of it is, some small villages around Sandrock are just scraping by, eating sand rice 3 meals a day. Owen, being the boss he is, decided to step up and ship some hearty meals their way. Only question was logistics. We pitched it to the church and they were on board right away. Had a bit of back and forth. They said they'll help deliver meals if Owen cooks them up. Right? I think it's kind of amazing. These small villages are pretty far from Sandrock, and the desert is a relentless climate. Not so fun fact, perishable food starts to spoil after only 2 hours in the heat. Plus, if we're going to bring them food, I want it to be fresh. Their lives are hard enough. They don't need soggy room temperature noodles on top of the, hardship and everything. So I designed an insulated backpack based on a takeout box relic found by the Civil Corps. It said that in the old world, people could enjoy fresh food without even needing to leave their house. These takeout boxes, they used an advanced technology to make a compound of aluminum oxide and silica powder. This compound is a soft, flexible material that was used for effective insulation. Using this box, food could be kept fresh long enough to ensure a safe and enjoyable delivery. I tried to get Chi to look into the tech for me, but he said it didn't seem worth it. Oh, please, space tech isn't the only thing worth studying. Ya space case? Ahem. Best not to get too worked up about it. Anyway, after a bit of my own research, I now have a recipe for the insulated backpack. Would you mind helping me make it? Thank you so much. All right, come show me when it's ready. I'm kind of curious to see how useful this old world tech really is.
Yeah. Thanks.
It worked! What do you know?
got that backpack for me? Hey, nice. Looks good. If the design works, the food will not only last for hours, but also arrive at its destination looking like it's fresh out of the kitchen. You know, the more I study old world technology, the more I realize that most of their advancements came from pure laziness. These takeout boxes, for example. It's just because they were too lazy to leave their house or cook. Certainly if necessity is the mother of all invention, laziness is the father. Or uncle. Daughter? Because necessity comes first? Cousin? Well, anyway, thanks for your help. I'll give this to Danby. They said she was more than eager to do the deliveries, and I'll be there to give her a hand when she's busy. See you later.
Yeah.
Head down to the Civil Corps office to file a report.
Hey there!
Howdy! Oh,
Oh! Yeah.
Hello. Sorry about the mess. It wasn't like this when I left this morning. So yeah, as you can see, there are rocks all over the place. Someone's been moving them around, I guess. Well, I know you only had a chance to look around for like 10 seconds, but who do you think could have done this? Dang, wow. Yeah, maybe a thief came in and ransacked my house, but then realized there was nothing of value to steal and just left. How embarrassing for both of us. It'll be so awkward if we put him in jail and have to see him at work. Captain? No, he swore an oath to protect and serve. Yeah, he does come by sometimes, but he's not like other cats who jump up on your table and knock stuff over. Only way he'd ever do that is if there was a criminal on your table. If that's the bookcase, I only have my shelf to blame. Actually, it's none of the above. I ran out of space on my rock shelf, so I've just been placing my new ones in random places, starting to look like one of those old people houses we go to investigate when no one's heard from the old people in a long time, and... sorry. Got too real there for a sec. Usually with him, it's stacks and stacks of newspapers anyway, not rocks. So yeah, I need your help. I need a new rock shelf. You know, rectangular wooden object with a series of shelves that stack horizontally so as to store and display rocks. Rock shelf. Can you help me build one? Well, yeah. I mean, kind of like a bookshelf, but for storing rocks. I probably won't be putting any books on this thing. Oh, unless it's a book about rocks. You know what? Let's not rule that out. Do you think you could make me a rectangular wooden object with a series of shelves that stack horizontally that is capable of storing and displaying not only rocks, but potentially, if need be, books as well? Whew, nice. Thought I might be asking too much of you. Thanks a million. Just go ahead and stick it over there on the wall when it's done. Then I'll come home and be like, oh man, new rock case. Thanks. In addition to accepting my task, you've also given me a lot to think about. Well, see ya.
For our quizzically questions,
Heidi, let me the mobile suit for a few days. I need it for research.
And what research is this specifically?
Specifically, 1. Analyze the operative efficiency of the mobile suit over various terrains. 2. Analyze the feedback efficiency of the suit while testing specific control inputs. 3. Synthesize these and other data in order to improve pilotability of the suit.
All right, I walked into that one. That's on me. So what you're saying is, you want to learn to drive it better.
Framing my research with such terminology diminishes the prestige somewhat. But yes, one could say that.
Well, Doc, I know you love that thing, but let's not forget what happened at the ribbon-cutting ceremony. You crashed the suit. That was a whole lot of hurt.
The injuries I sustained from said accident were minor and have since healed. You needn't concern yourself with...
I wasn't talking about you. The suit! Thing's all banged up now. Won't even start.
I see. Was this inoperative status in the mobile suit caused by my actions?
Well, to be fair, just us using it on the bridge is where most of the wear and tear came from. I mean, it looks like the front armor is damaged, and the ancillary engine is broken. On top of that, several hydraulic-powered joints are beyond stressed. I'd say it needs an overhaul to say the least. Tell you what, the city's got no plans to use the suit anytime soon. Fix her up, keep her in tip-top shape, and you can go on your little joyride. Sorry, do all the research you want. What do you think about that?
I accept. Although I will, however, need a whole host of rather complex materials to make the repairs, and to say that the Civil Corps could handle such a task would be a rather dubious claim.
Well, look who it is. When it comes to mats, why not ask our friendly neighborhood builder here to help us out? Quick, reliable, and a deft hand. There's no one better for the job. That is, if you want to do it.
Yes. The builder has proven their ability to acquire specific materials in the past. Indeed, they will be quite suited for such a task. One moment, please. Here is a list of the materials needed to repair the mobile suit based on Heidi's conclusions. I believe you will find the list comprehensive and easy to understand. Excellent. Please check the list carefully. If you're thinking of emulating Civil Corps habit of misreading an indexed item and recovering an incorrect material, instead, do not do that. I moved the mobile suit to my research center for its own protection. Please take care of it after you've found all of the required materials.
Hey, I was at work and I heard someone come in because my house is next door, and I'm glad it's you and not someone else. Whoa. You really pulled all the stops out on this one. Books, rocks, heck, you could just put about anything in there. Let me just collect all my rocks here, and we can take this bad boy for a test display. Cool. Say, do you want to stick around for a bit? I mean, maybe you could help me decide which rocks to put where. All right, cool. Let me just put on some tunes to set the mood. So, the short of it is, I like to organize the rocks into 3 categories: high, mid, and low tier. The mid tier represents the one I think are all right, and definitely deserve a seat at the table, or a rock shelf. And low tier, well, those rocks I'm not a super fan of, but I'm sure other people like. Let's start with the top. First we got onyx, painite, zinc, and then this one. I don't know what it is. Onyx is dark and mysterious. It's pretty shiny, reflects light, makes you kind of wonder about the universe. Next is painite. Despite the name, it's really got nothing to do with pain. It's just a nice red rock. I've only ever found one before. Chi said it's super rare, maybe the only one in the world. So I guess you could say this rock is unique. Then there's zinc. Zinc is really useful. It's found in the wirings of our telegraphs, street lamp posts. Why, even the firing pin in our Civil Core pistols are made of zinc. I'd hate to live in a world without zinc. Last but not least is this one. I had some stuff to say about the other ones, but not this one. Oh well. Ready to choose your favorite? And hey, in case you didn't think the stakes were high enough, despite it already being in high tier, why don't we also choose the rock that makes us think of each other? I'll go first. I choose painite, because it's the best rock, and you're the best rock. There can only be one best rock by definition, and I already said it was you. Okay, now you go. Wow, you think I'm useful as zinc? That's a tall order. I don't know if I can fill those shoes. No one's ever been able to make shoes large enough for zinc. That's why zinc wears no shoes. And tragically, I still and always do. Nice. They look good up here. High and mighty. Wondering what the peasant rocks are up to. Sorry, that was out of line. All rocks are great. Next is mid-tier. We have sulfur, selenite, and coal. Sulfur is toxic. I just like the way it looks. It's slightly toxic to touch, but definitely don't lick this one. It would make you pretty sick. Well, Captain licked it once and got sick. Guess it hasn't been tested on humans yet. I just wouldn't. Next is selenite. Some people call it selenite rose. Couldn't really recommend licking it either. I mean, maybe once or twice is fine. It's pretty much just salt. It'll dissolve if you lick it too much. Then you've got nothing, except maybe a tummy ache. Well, I just always thought they are. I never thought I'd have to convince anyone of it. Glad to know you're on the trolley now, though. Last, but again, not least, is coal. I place coal in the mid-tier because I just kind of like it. I mean, it is kind of an ugly chunk of gunk, only good for being used up, and then when it is, it harms the environment. But on the plus side, it's coal. I'm all picked out, I think. You're gonna have to fly solo from here on out, I think. Which one makes you think of me? Ah, yes, salt. Nature's candy. I'm honored that you would even think to associate me with one of the world's most diligent and memorable condiments. Maybe one day I can work my way up to ketchup, the deputy of condiments. All right, whew. Finally, we're about ready to wrap things up with low tier. Last and least. Need a minute, or are you ready? Thanks. It's nice that you're listening. It's one of the things I like best about you. Not everybody likes to listen. I don't mind if they don't, but it's better when somebody does, especially when it's you doing the listening. Gotta write that one down. Later. On paper. All right, final tier. These are a lot of what people call regular rocks. Granite, sandstone, marble. Some of them have bits of quartz in them that sparkle in the sunlight. Some of them are quartz. When it comes to squeaking into bottom tier, the main thing I look for here is hustle. What shape is the rock? Does it look like it's a hard worker? Does it look like it started from the bottom and now it's trying to get into the bottom tier? This piece of granite to me looks like a fluffy cloud. The fact that such a hard, sturdy piece of rock could be so fluffy and cute makes me think I can be whatever I want to be. This sandstone, the fact that it's called a sandstone and not a sandrock, despite its location, I can't help but admire its rebellious spirit. This quartz, there are many others like it, but this one's mine. It's the most common crystal in the world. Tch, if you don't count feldspar. In some places, it's see-through. In other places, it's milky and not so see-through. Is it hiding secrets? Is it transparent about other things? When light passes through, it creates a rainbow. Even though it's common, its shape is unique, the same way every snowflake is unique. And when it wants to, it can create an amazing display of color. Like just about any crystal, really. That's why quartz is bottom tier. So now I ask, which of these do you think represents us? Sorry, I keep changing the rules of this game and stuff. I kinda just made it up on the spot. Need to work out the bugs. So yeah, which one is us? Yeah, in a weird way, I think it is. Wow, there you have it. That took a lot longer than I expected, but the results speak for themselves. This is probably the best display I've ever seen. Thanks for helping me. Feel free to come and check out the rocks anytime. Doors always open. See ya. Good, you're up. I'm also up. I like daytime because that's when the sun is out. It makes it much easier to see everything. Hey, I have an idea for something that will be really fun. Well, unless we get attacked by monsters or something along the way. But if that doesn't happen, should be good. Can you meet me tomorrow at 8 p.m.? Great. Bring that rock with you too. The one I gave you that looks like a cartoon heart, but not a real heart, because that would be weird. Don't forget, tomorrow at 8 p.m. I'll have everything ready.
Thank you.
Hello. I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is. And I love you. I love it. Thanks so much.
Good. It seems you followed my instructions to not make any mistakes. These materials will do. Good. It was no small task, but it's done. I almost hate to put the suit back into the field, as impeccable as it looks now. But alas, bound to the pursuit of knowledge, I must. Play. What? No, of course not. Don't be daft. The mobile suit is not for playing. It is for very serious adult things only. And science. Those incapable of offering the esteem which must be given to the suit and suit-related activities may not pilot the suit. But since you have been such a help, you may look at it from time to time. I must return to my work. Perhaps you should go play. Goodbye.
How many feathers am I holding up? Close enough.
Only temporary.
Hey there. Thank you.
Meow.
Howdy. Builder, be careful when you're roaming around in the wilderness. We're not as peaceful here as the other city-states. You may run into a bandit or two. Be advised. Bye.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Hmm? Hmm. Wow.
Ha ha!
Mm-hmm. Thank you. See ya. See ya.
Yo, Grace, are you poking around the breach again?
Just going for a walk. Don't tell me that's against the law now.
No, only walking that's against the law is jaywalking. But, hey, point is, don't even think about going in there. We can't let Sieves through without the proper training. I hate to be dramatic, but what's worth more to you? Your papers or your life?
I know that's meant to be rhetorical, but probably my dissertation. When is the breach going to be reopened to the public? I would like to look for more relics at some point.
It'll open when it's open, which is to say, when it's been reclassified as an abandoned ruins. And don't even think about trying to sneak in there. I wouldn't want to, but I do have the right to detain you if you're proven to be a danger to yourself.
What's the basis for all these wild accusations? I walk down this way all the time. This imagined notion of me even thinking of sneaking into the breach is just that. Something you've just made up in your head. I also have to notice that the breach has been this way for quite some time. Normally, I would have expected you, core type, to have this handled already. Sir, if I may ask, is the stress getting to you?
Hey, come on, give us a break. We've been up to our eyeballs in Geeglas. Plus, there's Logan. Yeah, it is getting to be a little rough out here, as a matter of fact. Glad somebody noticed.
Aw, poor Justice. Why don't you just take a day off? What you need is some rest. Then you'll have your edge back. I mean, at the very least. Surely you don't need to literally stand here in front of the breach. We all know not to go in.
Yeah, maybe I could just head back to the office. Pour a big old glass of yak milk, kick up my heels, and... Hey, wait a sec. Dang. How come every time I talk to you, I end up with a headache? Look, Grace, I'm not kidding around. I take the safety of everybody in this town seriously. If something happened to you down there, I'd never forgive myself. Talk to me again when your fighting chops are up to snuff. Like, say, Builder's here.
Right. How about this then? If I were to commission the Builder to enter the ruins on my behalf, you'd have no objections to that, would you, Sheriff?
Yeah? Well, I suppose if the Builder agrees to it, sure. Why not? All depends on a little thing called consent. Well, the two of you figure something out. Just don't go into the breach by yourself, all right? I gotta keep patrolling. But I'm gonna have my eye on you. Maybe just adjust your stroll path to be a little less hair-raising, all right? Y'all are gonna be the death of me.
Well, you heard the man. Looks like I don't need to sneak into the breach if I can recruit your help. The things I need are relatively simple. But I think I'd feel better if someone with an eye more discerning than that of a soldier's went in to look. So? Great. A bit of context. I'm an archaeology student in Atara, saving up to finish my degree. When I have time, I try to do field work that I hope will be beneficial for when I go back. You've been to the breach, right? Did you manage to pick up on what that place used to be? You know, back in the old world? Ah, yes. That soul-crushing monotony that saps your life energy to the point where you can't break out of doing exactly the same thing every single day for years while you make money for someone else. Can you believe people used to do that? When it was open, the breach was a great place to look for archaeological finds and, right, you know the story. One of my main focuses is old-world audiovisual media. From salvaged memos and effects, I've discovered a concept discussed among old-world drones known as huke. I've surmised this term to mean listening to music at work. So next time you're in the breach, just be on the lookout for old-world music-related media. Anything that seems vaguely relevant. Discs, posters. Also, I need some small chips from down there too. For reasons... Thanks again for agreeing to do this. I guess with you in the picture, everyone's lives are being made a little easier. Come find me when you've got some old-world music stuff. And don't forget those small chips either, please.
Useless banter. Rather time for herbs.
Howdy! How'd you find the latest sandstorm? Got a grain of sand stuck up in your eyelid yet? Oh, that's the worst. But hey, looks like our Sandrock's still standing. At least that's something. Is that so? Most folks take a lot longer to get used to them. Glad you aren't scared. But don't forget to be careful out there, all right? Sandstorms are nothing to mess around with. Hey, since you're here, let me tell you what I've been working on lately. It's got to do with sandstorms, actually. Introducing the single-action, near-perfect, and dependable weather and arid lint limiter, also known as the sand wall. Once installed in your home, it'll be your last and only line of defense against the worst flying sands of the free cities. Yeah, okay. It's basically just a regular wall to help keep the sand from a storm out of your yard with the press of a button. But, whatever works, right? Anyway, the prototype is almost finished. I've sent some of my diagrams over to Mian, and say, you want in on this little connivance? I'll even sweeten the pot for you. Bring me the stuff we're missing, and I'll get you a sand wall at your workshop on the house. Well, for a good price anyway. Great. Well, if it turns out you can help, come find me over at Construction Junction. Then we can start turning that workshop of yours into the home of your dreams. So long as your dreams involve sand walls.
Thank goodness it's here. Let's see the result. The taste is wonderful. I feel brain caffeinated, concentration maxed out, work engaged. Now, where was I? Satellite analysis. It's like calculating elliptical movements using integrals. Cancel out this, introduce auxiliary variables, then plug it into this formula. So the integral constant here is also the time where it passes periastron. The vector expression of the spacecraft is the same as the elliptical trajectory. That is to say... Aha! You must be fascinated too. How selfish of me to keep all this beautiful science to myself. Come, take a look. Well, to learn about artificial satellites, we need to start from the beginning. Satellites, nature's companion. Many think that a satellite is simply something revolving around another. But is a planet a satellite? But then would a binary system be a satellite? Well, it is still an important question. But then there are meteorites, moons, asteroids, even old world space trash. Space trash! Fascinating, truly. Sorry. My mind is wandering. So many thoughts, ideas, hypotheses. If you don't mind, I'll tell you about it another time. I can't seem to find my journal. Forget it. I'll start another one. But my research... The acceleration caused by solar wind, surface to mass ratio. My journal! Where did you find it? So much of my research is now returned. Thank you. I highly appreciate it. Yes.
Justice, I got a situation to report. I rose this morning, put the kettle on, put in my toast, and started doing the laundry. About halfway through the wash, I realized I'd left the toast burning in the toaster.
Grams, I got a couple other cases to get through today, so if you don't mind,
All right. You used to love hearing my stories. Point is, for the life of me, I just cannot find my magnifying glass. I got reason to believe someone went and crept in through the window and snatched it. They did.
just a magnifying glass? I mean, why would anybody do that? I'm sure it'll turn up around the house. Just keep looking. You sure you ain't just misplaced it somewhere?
Misplaced it? Nerve of you whippersnappers. I ain't lost a magnifying glass yet, and I don't plan on starting now. I'm telling you, somebody glass snapped it.
Well, I mean, it's the first time I heard of a stolen magnifying glass. Oh, it must have been a real nice one, right? Jewel encrusted, solid gold, handed down for generations, so on and so forth?
Goodness, no! I've known you since you were playing yak boys and bandits and little booties. Has my family ever come across as having that kind of money? It was made by my husband. It's got sentimental value, Maurice.
Ah, come on, Grams. You know it's justice now. It has been for years.
It is rude to eavesdrop, but my ears cannot help but overhear. What an awful turn of events. But, of course, none of this ever would have happened had you purchased one of my world-renowned satchel locks. Take a look at my bag. The contents are as safe as precious gold in an Ataran vault. See this metal lock here? Huh? What the? That can't be! Where's my latch? Someone must have stolen it! It's been lurking in our midst! But why? Why would they steal the lock off my bag?
Oh, goodness! The glass snapper strikes again! And he's worked his way up to metal. Where did you lose it? Let me talk to my boy. He can make you another one. Oh, but not till we catch that thief first.
Sheriff, your authoritative presence is required.
Oh, man. Another one?
My jewelry. My back turned for naught but a second, and some lawless vagabond absconded with my rare, limited edition ring.
What? Limited edition? Not just some sewing trinket or a janky lock, but a genuine, certified, honest-to-light stolen treasure? Perhaps there is indeed something foul in the state of Sandrock. Mr. Pablo, would you describe this ring as priceless?
Indeed, lawman. To an artist such as me, it is priceless. Of course, to a vendor, 5 golds tops. But you can't define value by vulgar estimations. No, no. To fit within my refined wardrobe, its true worth was immeasurable.
Right. Now, don't worry, folks. I think I've got it all about pieced together. Just rest assured that the Civil Corps will fulfill our duty to handle all y'all's problems, no matter how small or, well, small. But we are a little short-handed. Well, if it ain't our humble but hardy builder. Wait, don't tell me you got it lost something too. Seriously, please. Phew, that's a relief. Say, we're a bit short-handed at the Civil Corps right now. City Hall is having us form a scouting party down south. Could you maybe saddle up and lend this old horse a helping hoof? Aha! Our ardent builder. Always the first to step up to the plate. Thanks for giving me a hoof. Hand? Or whatever. It's your time to shine now. All you gotta do is speak with all of our, victims. See what they know. Then check out the crime scene. See what you can deduce with them keen peepers of yours. And if you don't find anything, well, it is what it is. All right, I'm off. Thanks for covering this one.
I know. You've got it where it counts, child. I can see it in your eyes. I know you'll help us track down this good-for-nothing thief. Let's see. I used the magnifying glass to help me read before going to bed. So the first thing I do when I get up is to put it in my pocket. No. Wait, I put on my reading glasses first, then get the magnifying glass from the nightstand. Then I'd get up to make breakfast. Hugo and Heidi would be up around that time, and you know what Hugo is like if he ain't got his breakfast. Big boy like that still hasn't learned to cook a grown man's meal. I swear, one of these days. Oh, I'm sorry, child. I'm talking your ear off. Anyway, the thief must have snuck in at the crack of dawn and done so quietly. I sleep light as a feather, and I didn't stir in the slightest.
Come on, Arvio. If everything's on sale, nothing's on sale.
I know. You've got it where it counts, child. I can see it in your eyes. I know you'll help us track down this good-for-nothing thief. I carry it in my pocket during the day. I only set it aside on the nightstand when I go to bed. So the only place it could have possibly gotten stolen from is from my room when I was asleep. Now that I think about it, I always open the window to get some air when I sleep. That must have given the thief a way in. I'll get Hugo to make me an iron window. That's what I'll do. I know. You've got it where it counts, child. Crime scene. Child, make sure those Civil Corps boys pay you. You've got the lingo down and everything. Well, I suppose, is that all? My...
Well, justice always declares himself the heroic vanguard. But here you are, doing his work. Fine. I guess I'll discuss this with you instead. It was before noon. I always take my ring off when I start work. Heavy hands lack a certain finesse. I usually put my ring on the front desk. You know, barbers are essentially therapists here in small towns, and in order for me to get into that Zen mindset for head shrinking, I need to do yoga. I was upside down doing a crow pose, and when I looked up, it was gone. Well, justice always declares himself the hero. I was in my shop. I welcome customers from all over, but I never would have expected a murderer. Indeed, they killed my mood, darling. Well, justice always declares himself the heroic vanguard. But yes, just look around my shop for clues. What's it they say? The criminal always returns to the scene of the crime? Well, if that happens, do be sure to catch them this time, darling. Oh, I do hope you can help me get it back, darling. This ring is incredibly precious to me. Ruby is my birthstone. It's brought me incalculable luck and cosmic charm. I'm sure my ring will guide its way to you. It's been a beacon in these dark times.
The only thing of value I've really lost in this whole ordeal is my dignity. But it's so nice of you to help me find my missing lock. Thank you for taking such time out of your busy schedule. I usually carry my bag with me when I'm popping in and out of the store, so I couldn't tell you exactly when it happened. Thinking about it now, the thread was a little loose on the buckle a few days ago. My sister mentioned it, and suggested she fix it, but now it's been lost before she got the chance. The only thing of value I've really lost in this whole... Well, I don't really know. Do you think the thief followed me all day today? I would most certainly have noticed if he did. Maybe he has some sort of invisibility device. Oh, that dastardly crook. The only thing of value I've really lost in this whole ordeal. Feel free to have a look at my shop. While you're there, maybe you can have a look at our new goods. As my grandma used to say, investigating crime, it's shopping time! Okay, she didn't actually say that, but... No more questions? Alright, remember to take a look at my shop. Oh, and catch the thief too, if you can.
Oh, hey. So, did you manage to find anything useful on that case of the missing stuff? That is all rather interesting. I guess there really is a thief after all. Let's try to catch them quick. If we can find them while they're still in town, maybe we can catch ourselves a criminal and still return all the stolen goods. Kill two here. Let me jot down all the evidence so far. If anyone fits this here description, well, they've got to be the perpetrator. Us law-type folks, we call this, criminal profiling. Uh-huh. And, here, take a look. So, how goes it, partner? Ringing any bells? Got any ideas about the identity of our mystery bandit based on our profile? You know, that's quite an imagination you got there. We only got one bird in this town, and that's Fang's ex, the Raven. Sure, he may be a rude little fella, but he ain't no criminal. But then again, he sure could fit the description. Maybe he at least knows something. Tell you what, let's split up. I'll go tell Unsure to get the paperwork ready, and you track down X and make that overgrown canary sing. Roll out.
mister? Shiny. Shiny. Take them.
Here you go, Coco.
Hide. Hide.
Buzz off, stupid.
It's a secret.
Bury it. Hide it. Ah! Come on, over here. Here.
Hi, Birdie.
Coco. Coco. Coco.
Where are you going, sweetie pie?
Coco. Coco. Stupid bird.
Oh, no, Birdie. Don't do that.
Coco.
Let's be friends. Shiny. Shiny.
Coco, lie. Not good enough. Not enough.
Gimme, gimme.
Need more.
More shiny.
Trade feathers. Feathers.
One feather, one shiny.
It's a deal.
Oh, what to do?
Stupid axe. Stupid bad bird. Builder, help Birdie make friend with Coco.
Help!
You promise? You promise?
Wanna go back? X, give back shiny. Today. Tomorrow. Birdie find builder. Peekaboo.
Wait for me.
Now, I don't want to rattle you too much. Funny thing about when the old city here was, there have been now, every time. Now, I don't want to rattle you too much. Funny thing, when the old city, there have been multiple. Now,
Aha, what's all this? Probably from around 250 before Peach, if I had to guess. Would probably score a preservation rating of at least a B back with the professors. Nice find. And good timing, too. My latest essay topic was just approved. Old World Utilization Theory, a case study on Sandrock's The Breach. Mouthful that it is, my essay titles are actually more concise than most. Anyway, this helps me build my case around my hooky hypothesis. So, thanks again. Wasn't too much trouble, I hope. Dangerous? You appear to be in one piece, at least. Oh yeah? Make sure you train if you're going to keep diving like this, though. Follow through with your strikes. Use all your weight to attack. Don't forget to exercise your core. Just some tips I saw in Ruined Divers Seasonally. Well, in any case, you've been a lot of help. If, hypothetically, I'd gone into the breach myself, I wouldn't have had all this time to get a jump start on my essay. Oh, speaking of which, I'll let you know how that goes. Thanks again.
Did you remember the special rock I gave you? Great. I have special plans for it. I'm really glad you're here. Sometimes it feels like we never get to do stuff together. You're always building things. I'm always walking around looking for bad guys. I wish we had more time to do stuff like this instead. You may have noticed this extraordinary pile of rocks next to all the regular rocks that are usually here. I chose them especially for our date tonight. You know I love to stack rocks in different ways. It's been a relaxing and creative outlet for me. Lately, I've also been thinking about everything I do better when it's with you. Then it hit me. If stacking rocks by myself is my favorite thing to do, doing it with you will be the most favoritist thing ever. So here's my plan. I'll make part of this thing thinking about you and how happy I am when I'm with you. If you do the same and finish the parts I left empty, then it'll be like the rock version of our love. What? No, it is our love, in rock form. Well, without further ado, let's get this party started. Quick, what's your favorite color? But you can only choose Rufus or Sepia. Nice. Darker than brown, lighter than black. Okay, perfect. I was hoping you'd say that. Okay, next. What's your favorite shape? But you can only choose mountain, heart, or thumbs up. These are the only shapes I know how to make. Aha, mountain. Wise choice. That's the biggest rock there is. If we're gonna make a rock version of our love, go big or go home. Am I right? Start with a good foundation. Okay, I'll put this one here. Huh, oops, almost dropped one. Now for the final piece. You can add the stone that symbolizes our love yourself. It goes right on top. This might be the best night of my life, and now you've left a piece to remember it by. A complete stack, made by us, steady, just like in a strong relationship, which we have. Strong and steady. Like a rock? Oh, now I see. What you were saying before. Thank you for coming out here. I know stacking rocks isn't everyone's favorite thing to do. You're really good at it, though. It's late. We should get you home and tucked in for the night, so you won't be too tired tomorrow. I mean, you look kind of cool when you have shadows under your eyes, but it's a bad habit. Sweet dreams, my love.
Hey, partner. I'm happy to say that with your help, the case of the stolen knickknacks is officially closed, and X has returned all the items to their rightful owners. The bird came by to tell me it's all a big misunderstanding. At least, that's what I think it said. All's well that ends well, I guess. Nothing matters more than that. Take her easy, Builder. Thanks again for the help.
Shiny! Shiny! Good birdie!
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Fang!
Who's that? Who's that? Ah!
Fang!
The new builder. Hmm.
Sheriff Justice said that I've been working really hard recently. I haven't noticed any difference, though. He said it's 'cause of you. He's probably right. See ya.
there! Fancy seeing you here. Hey, come check out this view. It's only right here that you can see both valleys of the canyon. But if I'm being honest, I really just came here to admire our handiwork from a different angle. You know, when I... Yeah! Deconstructivism is a design thing. You deconstruct all the rules that you're supposed to follow, then actively set out not to follow those rules. The result is usually something pretty odd-looking, but neat. You know, if you're good at it. Verna's probably one of the first architects since the Old World that uses this style. And I was pretty good at it too. It's just that this bridge doesn't really need the extra bells and whistles. Know what I mean? Here's one for you. Verna used to ask us this as new apprentices. Would you rather build something really beautiful or really useful? Exactly, yes. The world being the way it is, that's what we have to be doing. Making the free cities a better place for those who need it, with useful constructions. Master Verna, however, doesn't see things that way. Anyone can make something that gets the job done, she'd say. All of you are here to turn your plain ponderings of purposeless pavement piles into things of divine beauty. And though I do and always will appreciate a good alliteration, that ended up not being the path for me. Now don't get me wrong, I love superfluous geometric patterns on my buildings as much as the next gal. It's just, I couldn't stay in Atara working on vanity projects, knowing that the people I care about were here hurting. So after I finished my apprenticeship, I packed my bags, tossed all my job offers in the trash can, and bought a one-way ticket back to Sandrock. My master, she's a piece of work. You know the last thing she said to me? She showed up at the train station with one of those weird little pigs of hers tucked under her arm, just to squeak out one last, "You're wasting your talent." But when I see this bridge we built, this plain old run-of-the-mill, just doing its job and nothing else, very non-deconstructivist bridge, I know in my heart that I did the right thing in coming back home. We saved Sandrock, you know? This won't be our last fight, but very well could have been. It's good having you on the team. I hope you'll stay here. At least till we can turn things around for this town. Well, shucks. I didn't mean to tell you my whole life story. You probably got places to be, huh? I'll probably stick around and soak in the view a bit longer. I've rested long enough. About time I headed back. That was fun. We should hang out more. Later.
Hey there. Sheriff Justice said that I've been working really hard recently. I haven't noticed any difference, though. He said it's 'cause of you. He's... I love it. Thanks so much.
All right. This looks great. You're legit, Builder. And you're gonna love what we do at the Sandrunner Extravo Plaza. I guarantee it. I'll be in my museum devising plans. I'll make sure this is the best dang attraction this town has ever seen. Check your mailbox. I don't want you missing the opening ceremony.
Howdy!
This'll do it. Now I've got everything I need to start making the sand walls. You and Mian are at the top of the list. And as promised, you two are getting the hookups for a decent price. Just head over to my catalog at Construction Junction when you get a minute to start the process. It's on the page titled Sand Wall. Your sand wall's good to go. Set it up myself. And now we play the waiting for a sandstorm game. By the way, Sandwall's not the only thing I can fix you up with. Take another look at that catalog of mine, and we can set you up with a whole mess of artificial enhancements. Ranging from the practical to
That makes sense.
those just pleasing to the eye. I'll be on deck.